All right, Lori's back, and we're going to go over how to do a refined multiple regression in this particular video. So, as you'll recall in the last video, we ran our wine quality on red on all of the independent variables, and we got this output. And what we want to look at here is whether or not all of these characteristics or variables, independent variables, have an influence or are influencing the score for quality. And the best way to do that is to look at our p-values, which tell us whether or not this particular score of coefficient was the product of a real relationship or the product of chance. And the easiest way to do that is to quickly highlight your p-values and go to Home, hit Conditional Formatting. You want to highlight your cells which are less than 0.051, because 0.05 is our cutoff, and we want to include anything that's got a 0.05. So we're going to go ahead and use 0.051, and I'm going to use green fill with dark green text. You can use whatever color you like, but that helps me remember that if it's under 0.051, that's good, and I want to keep it. So as we do that here, we can see that we have several independent variables that don't seem to be having any impact at all on the variation in the quality of the wine, the red wine that we're tasting. And the ones that I can identify that do not have a p-value less than 0.05 are fixed acidity, citric acid, residual sugar, and density. So we're going to go back to our wine quality, and we're going to go ahead and make a copy of our data. So you just hit up here, the little triangle, and it will copy your entire thing. Hit Control C. We're going to make a new sheet, and we're going to call it Paste It. And we've got the exact same data, and we're going to go Refined Multiple Data. And the reason we're going to do this is because we're going to be moving some of the data around, and this way I know that I can always go back to my wine quality red if something goes wrong over here. So going back to our multiple regression, we identified fixed acidity, citric acid, residual sugar, and density as being not important in describing how our y variable, our dependent variable of quality, is moving. So let's go ahead and get rid of those. And because I can't remember anything these days, I'm just going to look at it. Fixed acidity goes. So we'll highlight that whole column, cut it, paste it over here, so we still have it. Citric and residual go. We're going to cut those, pop them over here. We still have them if we need them. And I think it was density. So we'll cut density, cut it, paste it over here. Whoops, not that far down. I'm going to paste it right up here. Great. And now we can get rid of these columns that are now empty by just deleting them. We highlight them, right click and hit delete. Highlight, right click, and delete. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 variables that I'm looking at to help me predict my quality score. So I'm going to go ahead and hit data, and you'll remember that we go to our data analysis tab, we hit regression, we hit OK. Notice that it still remembers that we've got that where we were before, where our quality data was before. We don't want to use that column anymore, or that data in that column anymore, because it's empty. So we're going to go ahead and highlight quality, first view, hit Control Shift and down arrow, and that looks fine. So it's H through 1 through 16. And then the other variables that we want to do are everything to the left of that. We're going to highlight the top few, hit Control Shift and down arrow, so that we highlight all of it, and it's A through G, row 1 through 1600. That looks right. We still won't have labels, we still want 95%, and we still want residuals, so we can go ahead and hit OK. And here are our results. We're going to go ahead and expand our columns so that we can see everything. And there we are. We're explaining 35.9. I'm going to call it 36% of the variation in quality by looking at the scores for each of these independent variables. And that's it for this one.